Hello everyone, my name is Shashank H S, and today I'm going to speak about All Roads Lead to Ganga by Ruskin Bond. So, firstly, we'll talk about Ruskin Bond, who is an acclaimed Indian author known for his prolific and diverse body of work, primarily in the genres of fiction and non-fiction. He was born on May 19, 1934, in Kasauli, British India. Bond spent his early years in various places due to his parents' separation. So, firstly, we'll talk about his writing style. Ruskin Bond is celebrated for his simple yet evocative writing style. His narratives are often set against the backdrop of the picturesque Himalayan landscapes, and his keen observations of nature and human relationships resonate with readers. Bond's writing is accessible, making it appealing to both children and adults. Bond has explored various genres, including novels, short stories, novellas, and essays. He has also written for children and young adults. His versatility is evident in the range of themes he addresses, from the charm of rural life to a complexities of human emotions. His popular works include The Room on the Roof, The Blue Umbrella, Flight of Pigeons, The Night Train at Deoli, and other stories. He has won many awards in his career, namely the Padma Shri, the Sahitya Academy Award, the Padma Bhushan, and these awards are recognize his significant impact on Indian literature. Coming to his various collection of books, these are the collection of books which he had. His connection with nature plays a major role in Bond works. His description of the Himalayan landscapes, rivers, and forests contribute to the immense quality of his storytelling. This deep connection with nature also reflects his personal philosophy. So now we'll come to the description of the book we have chosen, which is the All Roads Lead to Ganga. So, so giving the synopsis of the book, we will see that it is a travel memoir of Ruskin Bond. The book describes the sheer tranquility of the mountains. Bond spent more than half his life in the mountains. This book is all you need to know if you love nature. The author begins by describing the beauty of calmness in nature and ends by making us want to shift to the mountains. He says that his life in the mountains has by far been the most beautiful time, and he would choose not any other way around to live in the hills. He remains he reminisces about his childhood and his deep love for the trees he grew up with and for the trees that grew up with him. To read about his mornings and evenings he spent with the beloved banyan tree is a delight to the heart. We can never get enough of nature, can we? Bond reflects on how mountains are underappreciated compared to the seas. The life of people in the mountains is not as beautiful as it seems to be. In one particular conversation with his friend, Bond said, You have such beautiful scenery. The friend replied, True, but we cannot eat the scenery. These lines resonate throughout the book. We see the beauty and tranquility that comes with the mountains, but not the hardships people go through for livelihood. Bond describes the picturesque village in Garhwal and shares his experience trekking to the holy shrines of Kedarnath, Tugnath, and Badrinath. The travel memoir also delves into the presence of birds in the mountains, the melodious sounds, and enchanting travelers. As we trek in the interior or wander along the quiet road of the station, the sounds of birds is very pleasant to hear, just as the sound of water in the valleys, and the singing of the hill people, the smell of the pines, and the blue smoke rising from the villages are always with us in the Himalayas. With these quotes, he talks about the birds and the valleys and the sounds. He talks about how time is an illusion when he says, We are the ones passing and not the time. A tea vendor in the hill does not recall when he started his tea business. He gives a vague estimation 10 or 15 years back. Bond implies through this that the tea vendor has never bothered to count the years. Quoting him, outside the towns in the isolation of hills, life is simply a matter of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The devotion of the pilgrims is portrayed in the purest way possible. While on his way to the shrines, Bond speaks about Hinduism, the legends, the beliefs, and the dedication. He mentions Hinduism to be the closest nature religion. Quoting him, rivers, rocks, trees, plants, animals, and birds all play their part both in mythology and in everyday worship. It is truly worth reading Bond's travel memoir as it gives a glimpse into the mountains back in time when the population was low, tranquility was high, and how majestic would have been the mountains without human intervention. If we find today's mountains so heartwarming, what would we think of the mountains back then? His power of describing comes to life as he writes about Nilakanta. I can't help but quote him. Opening the window of my room and glancing out, I saw the rising sun touch the snow-clad summit of Nilakanta. At first, the snow was pink, then they turned orange and gold. All the sleep had vanished as I gazed up in wonder and the magnificent pinnacle in the sky. And Lord Vishnu appeared then on the summit. I would have not been in that place surprised. All these encounters of bond with the locals in different places are as beautiful as they can be, and they can only kept getting better. We find him interacting with vendors, locals, children, and almost everyone who has the time on. On every occasion, Bond does exactly what our heart aims to do. We begin to understand so much about the temples, the mountains, the rivers, the origins. It is simply a mesmerizing experience. All Roads to Ganga was published back in 2007. Despite the changes in climate and population over the 15 years, the devotion of the people remains steadfast. We might not find the lush greenery in the mountains anymore, but we can find large number of people heading towards these shrines to pray, to be blessed. This book should be on the TBR list of both adults and children. Ruskin Bond is truly an author like no other. Quoting him, every little place is steeped in religious mythology. It was as though the Pandavas bestowed these mountains only yesterday, and perhaps they didn't. If we consider the premise that it isn't time passing, only you and I. Thank you.